What's going on, guys? This is Ray, and I'm back with another Remarkable creation. Today we're going to be working with some epoxy resin. Going to get into some chessboards and chess pieces. So, what we want to do is, well, first and foremost, what you need is one of these. Anytime you're working with epoxy resin, and I know mine is kind of old, it has been through some things, but it still works. It still works. So this is my old faithful. I'm keeping this. You need one of these anytime you're working with epoxy resin. But for the sake of the video today, and I want you to be able to hear my voice, I'm gonna keep a safe distance from what I'm doing, and I'm not gonna use this today. But I'm telling you, use one of these. This stuff is toxic, and you don't wanna kill your lungs, okay? What we're gonna do is start out with some epoxy resin, and I use Amazing Clear Cast. You can find this stuff at Michael's. You can find it at Hobby Lobby. And you can use any brand of epoxy resin. I know my bottle is dirty. Don't judge me. And what I'm getting ready to do is fill this up to about halfway. And then fill the other side up with part B halfway. Yep. Get in here. Get it. Right about here. This bottle really dirty. So laugh if you want, but it works. Throw that the rest of the way. Maybe on my next video, my bottles will be clean. There we go. All right. Now, for this thing, we want to use, I want it to be colored. So this is what I was thinking. I got some purple micro powder here, and you can pick your stuff up anywhere. Get it from Amazon. Let's go ahead and flash the brand here. This is Pearl X. Like I said, you can get the stuff from Amazon, from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, you know, whatever. So I'm gonna use just a little bit of this. It's gonna be really, really nice once we get this all mixed in. But what I'm also gonna do, just to add a little special effect, and this is my first time playing around with this right here, I got this off of Amazon. It's coloring, it's glowing powder. You get this stuff, I got this from Amazon.com. It's really, really cheap, really inexpensive. Very hard to open. But since we're working with purple, I'm gonna put this purple powder up in here. See if it'll give us a glow in the dark effect. So we can mix in both of those. Okay. What you wanna do is you wanna take your spatula, pop your silicone coated popsicle stick, and start mixing this. And you wanna mix this really, really well in order for it to work. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this to make some of the squares on the chessboard, but I'm also gonna use it for some of my pieces on the chessboard. Let's see. That's not good enough. I'm gonna mix it just a little more. And mind you, I'm keeping it super far away from my face so that I won't breathe in the toxins. Okay. See how nice that is? That is.
Longing.
Oh, that's nice. That's gonna be nice.
Music of our sphere.
I hope it carries the glow in the dark effect.
The gift of life is
We'll
never
see.
more
We'll see.
or less.
This is my first time mixing these two,
It starts at any time you like
so hopefully I get the desired effect.
and ends in just a wink.
All right.
Pass me the light, baby.
Get your chessboard. And I also ordered this off of Amazon as well. With no special link or anything like that, so you know, I don't have a special link to offer you. But I just went online and I That's the one I got right there. And it works pretty well. And this is what inspired me to do the purple. So here you go. It's by Craftsmart. Silicone molds, complete chest set. You can get this mold right off of Amazon.com. Everything comes pre-packaged, but I like to use my own Ziploc bags. So we're going to take out pieces. We're going to set these up over here. Oh, one thing I want you to check out with the chest pieces, they all stand on their heads, and they got this cross like their legs, and they're pretty stable when they stand up, as you can see. The only thing that you might have problems with, if you're not on a real sturdy surface, I would recommend you definitely get somewhere or work in a space where nobody's going to bump your table or anything like that, especially overnight, because these are pretty tall and they're top heavy, so you might have some leaning. So definitely consider where your workspace is at. Okay, just to get them out the way. So we're going to go ahead and start pouring. Make sure there's no debris in there. All right, well, let's get to it. As you can see, I don't know if this, if you can see it or not, but in between all of the squares is like a little barrier. It's really, really small, but it definitely helps, and it keeps your resin in that square. You don't really have to pour a lot in each square. There we go. And you just continue pouring. Now I use the stick so that way there's no extra drippage. I won't drip anywhere that I don't want to. I don't want any of the resin to go anywhere where it's not needed. Because the tedious part is, this is a one square at a time process. This looks like it's coming out pretty good. This is the second chessboard I've done, or I'm doing. I've done only one other one, and I'll probably slide a picture of that in there while I'm doing this. And we'll finish with this row. Okay. All right, so for the rest of the video, I'm gonna go ahead and do a time lapse so that way you don't get bored with all of this stuff here. All right, so now that that's complete, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to set this aside right here. Okay, that's nice and flat. We're gonna let that dry. We're gonna let that sit actually for 24 hours. All of this stuff, we're gonna let this sit for about 24 hours. Now, with the chest pieces, what I like to do is lay a little paper down for this, because I don't want to mess up my my cutting board. And I'm gonna place my pieces just like the last segment. I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse this so that way you won't get bored with all of the work. I forgot to tell you, one thing that you definitely want to do, let me go ahead and finish filling this up here. Because this is going to be really, really important, especially if you want consistency in your pieces. If you want them really, really full, what you'll have to do, as I'm pouring here, what you'll find out. Let me not pour that much, so that way, hopefully I can tilt this and show you. But I want you to see this. Let me pick this up. Okay, so if I can just tilt this, all of this right here, this is air. And you don't want that, because if that dries like that, that's gonna be a spot where there's no epoxy resin. It's not filling up. So what you wanna do is just from the bottom, first of all, fill it up only halfway, like just a little bit above here, and squeeze the air out. See the air coming out? You want to squeeze your air bubbles out as much as you possibly can. You might not get them perfect all the time, but as much as you possibly can, you want to squeeze that air out. And then continue your slow pour. Okay guys, it's been 24 hours and we're back. As you can see, I went ahead and took the time to demold all of the pieces and they came out great. All of this now is dry. It's been drying. I let it sit overnight, 24 hours, and now we're back and we're ready to continue our pouring. What I'm gonna do today, just for the sake of time, all of this is gonna be time lapse. I'm gonna go ahead and pour the new pieces, but first, I'm gonna start with the board. I was thinking since we already have purple, I'm gonna go ahead and use white. I have my Cast and Craft Opaque Pigment Concentrate, which I got this from Michael's craft store. So we're gonna do a little bit of that in here. Also, since we did the glow in the dark the last time, we're gonna put the coloring powder in here and see what this does. I'm gonna put a generous amount of that in there. All right, let's get to stirring this up. And once again, I'm not using a mask. I'm not using a mask, but I definitely am keeping my face a safe distance from this liquid as I'm stirring it, because I don't want to breathe in any of the toxins or anything like that. Please, you guys, wear a mask, wear a ventilator, wear something that you can keep your lungs safe, please, because doing this over time, you don't want to be breathing this stuff in. So we just pour on top of all of it. Oh, I did say I was going to time lapse this, huh? You know what? Let me stay true to my word. Okay, so obviously I ran out, so I'm going to go ahead and mix up some more. All right, so I got some more poured, and let's go ahead and get back to work. Okay, so it has been another 24 hours and we're here and we're ready to unmold the checkerboard. I went ahead and jumped ahead and unmolded the pieces. So let me just show you a couple of them right here. Look at that. See, now like I said, every now and then you get these little imperfections right here. Sometimes you can help it, sometimes you can't. But you know, if you're doing your own chessboard and chess pieces, if this is just for you, then that's okay. But if you're going to look to sell these, then of course you want to be just a little bit more careful. You know, this is just a how-to video for anybody that wants to, you know, get into this and either as a hobby or if you want to get into this as a business. I will be putting a picture of the glow in the dark process. Well, not the process, but because all of these glow in the dark, all of this glows in the dark. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like as it glows in the dark. And you can see that right here. Turn the lights off. And this is what it looks like under UV, you know, after it's been in like sunlight, UV light, it glows in the dark right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the most satisfying part, which is to unmold the checkerboard. I'm gonna turn this over right here. Oh yeah. Man, that's satisfying. Oh my God. All right, and there you have it. Look at that there. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. And now you are ready to play chess. That's it for today's video. Now you know how to go ahead and make your own complete chess set. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you can catch the next Remarkable creation.